You'll learn more in 6 months than you'll learn in any 4-year degree. Can you take pressure? How much pressure can you take?
Yeah.
You know, pressure's a privilege. I love pressure. They come in and get their wage and go home. 5 o'clock they finish. Some people want to learn more. But you got to remember there's 104 days when you're not working for someone.
Yeah.
104 days when you're not working for someone. You can be working on your own business. You can be working on all sorts.
Well, Dodge, thank you very much for joining us today, having us even in your theatre. What an impressive spot you've got.
Yeah, my pleasure, mate. Yeah, it's we're really proud of this. Got a great little team, got a great little studio here. We're doing big things, and it's really exciting space right now, the whole media world.
Yeah, it is, and really, really impressive from coming in. I will get a bit to that later, but first of all, what was growing up like for you?
Growing up I had a very different upbringing to most. I grew up living above a pub in London. We had 2 Alsatians and a Doberman. We had a cockatoo, we had budgie regards, and we had a pet monkey, all in a 2-bed flat above a pub. So that was the 80s for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a brilliant upbringing. Living above a pub brings a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, a lot of craziness, a lot of being around bouncers and doormen, and a lot of seeing a lot of violence as a kid. People in your pub before they go to the nightclub, a lot of people wheeling dealing, a lot of people earning money, lots of fancy dress, lots of music. It was madness.
Yeah.
as you can tell probably. Yeah. But I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Quite a mixed bag. But
well, I learnt my trade at a young age.
Yeah.
You know, I was buying and selling things at the age of 10 onwards. You know, seeing people and creating win-win situations and earning money. And you know, they say, when did you start entrepreneur? Most people say, I was an entrepreneur in my late 20s. I started my trade at a 10-year-old.
10-year-old,
yeah, man. I was learning mannerisms and learning watching people and understanding reading a room.
Yeah. So supply and demand, you learned about from a young age.
Supply and demand, and always make sure it's a win-win.
Yeah.
You create win-win. Everyone's winning. Everyone's happy, and you can earn good money.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So what was your first official business?
Official as an adult?
As an adult, as a young adult, as
an adult is very different to all the businesses that I was doing to earn money before I got to become an adult.
Yeah.
So
what age did you become an adult?
Still not an adult. What age did I become an adult? Well, I guess adulthood is 18, right? So is that's you?
Well, adulthood is 18. I guess for me, looking back, I thought I was an adult. I thought I was an adult at 18.
Yeah.
I don't think I became an adult till I was about 26.
Yeah. Okay.
25, 26.
Okay.
I mean, I'd done adult things before that.
Yeah.
I'd started a business. I owned an insurance broker on paper, but looking back, maturity-wise, and I don't think I became really an adult till 25, 26.
Yeah. Okay. So talking about earning money then.
I mean, just from that perspective.
Okay. Talking about earning money, when it was serious money, it was nightclubs. Yeah, I was selling tickets as a 10-year-old to the nightclub next door to us.
Okay.
So that's when it's really started.
Yeah.
But actually, when I was earning good money then as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
But then actually as an adult, throwing parties in nightclubs, it started in my early 20s.
In your early 20s, yeah. And did that just grow from what had started as 10? It kind of grew.
Yeah, well, you know, when your dad's the owner of a really popular boozer in London on the River Thames, and we had a nightclub next door to us, I was thinking of how we earning money. I'd go to the nightclub next door and buy 20 tickets at £1.
Yeah.
I'd come in and sell the tickets to the people in Dad's club, Dad's pub as a feeder, sell them for £2.
Yeah.
I'd earn £1, the manager would earn £1, but my tickets would get them queue jump.
Yeah.
You know, and roll on. Still now, the age I'm now, it's still the same thing. I'm still doing tickets, but they're not a quid anymore. They're 100+ quid a ticket to the festival, and people are getting VIP and queue jumps, etc., etc. So nothing's really changed. It's just the numbers have changed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of Bournemouth Sevens,
Yep.
obviously that's what you're well known for now, among other things. One of the things you're well known for now.
Yep.
How did the idea for that first come about?
Well, I was in the nightclub world in my 20s for 10 years. I ended up throwing 1,500 parties in nightclubs all around the UK, across 40 cities and towns. At peak, we had 12 nightclubs, a few clubs in London, in Portsmouth, in Brighton, Leicester, Birmingham, Oxford, Cambridge, Manchester, and we'd take all the door money, and the nightclub would take all the bar money. So it was a brilliant business model, and that was from 1998 to 2008. And then I've always got a good sense in business when things are changing, the world's changing. I kind of sensed the nightclub world was changing, and I was thinking, right, how do I get out of the nightclub world now? I've had a great 10 years in this, and it was literally, right, why don't most people would finish the nightclub world would either go and buy a pub or go and buy a nightclub. very few of us go, right, we're going to set up a festival.
Yeah.
So the idea came about in 2008, sitting on the beach with my mate Finchy, and we come up with the idea of creating a sport and music festival. I had a sporty background. I knew how to promote. I knew how to get people into places. I had hundreds of DJs on the books. I knew how to get the word out there. This was before social media.
Yeah.
And then I used to go to Dubai Sevens and different sevens around the world. And then Ibiza was a big thing for me. So if I could amalgamate my promoting nightclub Ibiza skills and then mix that in with the sport, the contacts I got in sport, how can we create something very fresh and very unique in the UK and create a sport and music festival?
Yeah.
And the idea came around 18 years ago, and here we are today, still independently owned by myself and my wife.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Fair play to you. So, I mean, the initial idea, I guess you're kind of saying, is a bit of a gut feeling. Was there anything that was any reason that you wanted to get out of other than the gut and thinking, follow the money or do something new? Get out of the nightclubs.
Get out of the nightclub. Get out of the nightclub. Good question. Get out of the nightclubs. Basically, a smoking ban came in.
Yeah.
In the middle of the 2000s, so people, I don't know if you were old enough, but you go into a nightclub and everyone I wasn't smoking, but everyone would be smoking in there.
Yeah.
That was banned. So then people had to go outside the nightclub, and obviously nightclubs were packed between September all the way throughout the year. But the weather we got here, people let us fag outside and didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
Started seeing something there. It was the business model was changing a little bit. Then all the feeder bars before you go to a nightclub, people would go out at 6 p.m. and leave the feeder bars at 10:30 to go to your nightclub. The feeder bars got late licenses, so they didn't have to close at 11 p.m. anymore. They started closing at 2 a.m. Start eating away at your crowd. You're thinking, hold on a minute, something's not quite right here. So that's when I identified, going, right, I need to now find what the next step is for me, and it was to enter the world of festivals. Which is a very dangerous game.
A very dangerous game.
Yeah.
Do you know aqua rugby?
Aqua rugby? No.
So friend,
is that the one when you play on the water, they score a try and you jump in the water as a try?
Yeah. So I was out in Australia, it's a bit of a side note really, but I was out in Australia and my friend set it up in Manly.
Okay.
And they're doing really well out there.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's different, but
yeah,
similar,
brilliant.
But yeah. Okay, perfect. So what about your personal brand? When did you kind of start concentrating on that, or when did that really become a thing for you?
Everyone was talking about the personal brand for years.
Yeah.
And I just didn't buy into it.
Yeah.
Until 2020, the pandemic hit, and before that everyone's going, now talk about your business, be the front man of your business, and my business was in the front and I was always pulling strings behind it. And 2020, our festival, 2 weeks before we're about to open the doors to our 13th festival, unlucky for some, Boris Johnson said this festival can't happen. So my staff said, Dodge, you need to tell your story, you need to create a personal brand. I felt very uncomfortable with it. I didn't even use the personal brand, I didn't even use my name.
Okay.
I was like, what do you mean? They said, you need to be the front man of your business, you need to talk about what you've done in the past and who you are so people can see your personality and da da da. I was like, really? I'm in my 40s, do I really need to be doing this? Anyway, gave it a go. Started a podcast, and that podcast was called Eventful Entrepreneur. The personal brand thing, I didn't want to use my name because it felt like it was too American-y, too show-offy, too personal brand, like having your own website. I was like, no, and this, that, it just wasn't for me. So I created eventfulentrepreneur.com. Social media was Eventful Entrepreneur, and it just didn't work. It didn't work, and I got some good sound advice of a guy called Ash Jones, who's Stephen Bartlett's right-hand man and best mate. And Ash Jones was the king of creating Stephen Bartlett's personal brand. We've
done an interview with him.
Have you? Great guy.
It's coming out soon.
Yeah, great guy. Lovely human being.
Yeah.
And he actually came on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, in fact.
Oh, okay.
Great guy. And he was like, use Dodge Woodall. I was like, no, mate, I'm going to use Eventful Entrepreneur. Watch this space. And it just didn't work. One, people couldn't spell the word entrepreneur when they type it into Google. So we then flipped it to Dodge Woodall, dodgewoodall.com, Instagram, TikTok, all of Facebook, and it just worked.
How long did you do Eventful Entrepreneur for?
We did Eventful Entrepreneur podcast for 2 years. 2 years we did Eventful Entrepreneur podcast. And then a wonderful guy called Josh Haynes come onto the scene, who's now my managing director, and one night we're like, we need to change this name. let's change it, open ourselves up, because we put ourselves eventful entrepreneur. You can only have certain people on your podcast.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs were like, so we end up changing it to eventful lives.
Okay.
And that was the point. It just went boom, because all of a sudden Josh was like, we need to be on YouTube. For the first 2 years, we were just on Apple and Spotify.
Okay. Yeah.
So when you're doing a podcast, you're not getting any comments.
Yeah.
Because no one could leave any comments.
Yeah.
So we were just going on our friends going, that's a great podcast. We're like, thanks, but you couldn't leave a comment on Spotify, and you couldn't leave a comment on Apple. You can only leave a review. A few reviews were coming in, going, this is lovely. Then we went on YouTube, and then Josh took us on YouTube onto TikTok, and we just turbocharged everything. It went from growing like that to growing like that.
So after your initial 2 years, can you remember what kind of views you were getting? Like, what
I didn't look in the first 2 years.
Didn't look. Okay.
No, I didn't. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. Okay.
I asked my team. I didn't pay attention, because what I do know in business takes time.
Yeah.
What I do know in business, it takes 1,000 days to break the back of something if you're doing really well.
Yeah.
What I do know in business, it takes 5 years to break in even financially.
Yeah.
And you're doing really well.
Yeah.
So what I knew was, we're doing this thing called a podcast, which I didn't have a clue about. I was never taught. I was just getting good guests on, real people who had lived real lives and got real stories, and it just kind of grew from there. But it was growing small, because I didn't really pay attention. But I just knew that if I turn up every Wednesday and did a great podcast with great production, with a great intro, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then it's just, well, you've seen, it's just taken off massively.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'd never thought we would have grown as quickly as this.
Yeah.
And it's not just me. I'm the host of it, but it's Josh, Dylan, Ollie. We built a brilliant team of 3.
Yeah.
Who are all amazing at what they do.
Yeah.
And I got interviewed the other day and saying, what makes you happy? And the thing that makes me happy is progress.
Yeah.
If I'm progressing, it makes me happy. If there's any way I'm not progressing, I get angst. A bit like, you just need to be progressing every day. And that's the beauty of creating your personal brand, is you are progressing every day, because the team cut stuff up and put it out. They want to interview you and cut stuff up and talk about entrepreneurship and how I can help other business owners and how I can help creators. And I had no mentor to follow. We've just done what we think's right.
Yeah.
You look at other people and see, you take the best bits of them and go, come, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
We're constantly tweaking. That's what we do here.
Yeah. That kind of brings me on to, I wanted to ask what your thoughts are on people who are thinking about starting a business, but maybe they don't have any experience, or they're not. They feel, a lot of people feel like they need to have lots of experience. They need to fully understand something. What are your thoughts on that and starting new businesses? You've got quite a mix of different businesses.
Go and work with an entrepreneur who you respect.
Go and work with an entrepreneur.
1,000%.
Yeah.
If you're in your 20s, you're 18, 19, 20, 25, 27, go and work with an entrepreneur who you look up to, who you respect.
Yeah.
You'll learn more in 6 months than you'll learn in any 4-year degree.
Yeah.
You'll learn more in 6 months than you will do working for a corporate, boring company where you're just a number, where you not have access to everything about the whole business.
Yeah.
Get all that information, and while you got all the information, you stay with that entrepreneur if you're treated well.
Yeah.
And if you've got an idea and you go, I actually don't like this bloke anymore, I'm going to go off and do my own thing, you've learned everything you need to know. It's like turbocharging business.
Yeah.
But that's if an entrepreneur you respect, and he's a good entrepreneur and he's honourable and he's honest and da-da-da-da. There are entrepreneurs out there, there's a lot of blaggers out there. So be very wary of the blaggers. We call them fur coat, no knickers.
Yeah.
So
did you do that? Did you work?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. No.
I didn't.
No.
I've never had a job in my life.
So you just started, obviously, when you were 10?
Started a business when I was 10, earning money as a 10, earning money at 13, 15, 17. The money just got bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
17, 9, 18, set up my own businesses, and then you go into big business world, and then your money grows and you start building teams around you.
Yeah.
But no one's taught me.
I think the like you said about working under an entrepreneur and learning, I think that's great. I did something similar to that for not that long. I don't think you need to learn that much. I mean, you can learn as much as you want, you can go forever, but I think a lot of it is just in mindset and things being possible versus impossible. And I think if you understand that anything is possible, and you can get the answer you want, and well, that was a massive thing for me anyway. So
optimism. I grew up. When you grow up with your parents, my parents were dad's from East London, mum's from Manchester, both grafters, no education, but they were entrepreneurs. They never earned a pound note. It was like you were always exchanging something for something, and and the environment I was in, they gave me a lot of self-belief as a kid. You know, a lot of kids these days don't get self-belief from their parents.
Yeah.
They don't believe they're good enough to do something.
Yeah.
They may have pessimistic parents.
Yeah.
I had optimistic parents.
Yeah.
They gave me self-belief. They gave me a lot of love. But at the same time, I didn't have that calmness of a home where people are just having dinner together as parents and having calm. My childhood was chaos.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm used to good. That's why I'm good at building businesses, because there's chaos for the first 3 years.
You can deal with it.
I deal with it like that.
Yeah.
I deal with it like that. A lot of people can crumble.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not crumbling on anything.
No.
I haven't done over the years, and it's just what levels you got. Can you take pressure?
Yeah.
You know, I don't like using the word stress because stress links to heart disease. How much pressure can you take?
Yeah.
You know, diamonds are formed by the amount of pressure they're under.
Yeah.
You know, pressure's a privilege. I love pressure.
Yeah.
It's a privilege. If you've got pressure in your life, you know, you've got mouths to feed, and you've got people to, you're growing businesses. There's pressure constantly, and some people don't like pressure.
Yeah.
And I respect that too. They come in and get their wage and go home. 5 o'clock they finish. Some people want to learn more, and you know, I've got lots of friends who are stuck working for someone.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, there's 104 days when you're not working for someone.
Yeah.
104 days when you're not working for someone.
Yeah.
You can be working on your own business. You can be working on all sorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can be creating on the side while being paid.
Yeah.
You know, but it's important to make sure you are creating something that someone wants on the side. If you just go and chop your business, I've seen it as well, where people just leave working for someone, and go, I'm going to set up my own business but got no experience. Those ones will come under serious pressure and normally fold.
Yeah, you talk about the pressure. I have a similar thing, and I just call it the price. You've got to pay a price. Everything you've got to pay a price for. Pay a price now, pay a price later. So when do you want to pay the price?
Yeah.
You know? The rent's due, it sounds cheesy, but rent's due every day. So you're either not going to put the time and deal with the pressure now, but then you're going to have that pressure later, and you don't have the successes and that. And
I've worked the hardest I've worked in the last 5 years than I have done since launching the festival in 2008.
Okay.
This last 5 years I've worked the hardest. We got a festival, set up 2 new businesses. I've been constant.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing a podcast, it's not just turning up and having an interview. You're finding out who's who, you're making the contact, you're getting in their calendar, you're back and forward, you're juggling 30 different people.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a team here who are cutting things up and sending things out across social media. You're then talking to the camera, then you're being interviewed. Like running a podcast, you can see why so many people go, after 10 episodes, go, sod this.
Yeah.
This is a ball ache.
Yeah.
Why would I want to do this?
Yeah.
But we've done 300 episodes and not missed 1 week.
Yeah.
Because I know what chaos is like.
Yeah.
You know, and when you break through the chaos in any business, you break through the chaos, you go vroom, you go turbocharged.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. With the podcast thing, obviously we're very new in the game.
Yeah.
But that's, people just see that 10-second clip or that 30-second clip, like. It's
expensive.
It's not. Yeah, it's very expensive.
Entry to market is really cheap.
Yeah.
Get a couple of mics, get a camera, away you go. But if you want the best quality production in the UK, and you want the best mics, and you want the best cameras, you got to earn the right to have all of this.
Yeah.
You know, what we did straight away from day one is we wanted to, you know, we were learning off the cuff, so we had no one to go, oh, we need to be following them or doing that. But we wanted to make sure we were consistent and persistent.
Yeah.
You know, if you hit those two together, you're away.
Yeah.
And then you have to be obsessed.
Yeah.
And if you're not obsessed in business, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
You will be in trouble.
Yeah.
Because if you don't love what you do and you're not obsessed, there's going to be a point you're going to wake up in the morning one day and go, why am I doing this? Yeah. You go to bed stressed, laying there at night going, I've got bills to pay, I've got bills to pay. Why am I doing this? And if you don't love what you do, it's easy to fold and go to your parents and to your best mates. You know, you've got a tail between the legs. What's happening? Oh, I don't want to do it anymore. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
You know, because you got to remember, no one's taught business, Phoenix. No one has taught business.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've learnt my trade as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
So I've been in this game for 3+ decades.
Yeah.
You know.
You mentioned then about obviously the difficulties. You spoke about some of the things running a podcast. You mentioned guests. How did you get your initial guests on? What was your process? WhatsApp, yeah?
100% WhatsApp. Still now, everything's WhatsApp.
Yeah. But how would you get the numbers? How would you...
I find out someone who knows them. I'm one phone call away from most people. I'm one phone call away for finding out something in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm definitely 2 phone calls away to speaking to the right person.
Yeah. Okay. So the network that you had kind of developed...
My contact list
previously.
on my phone is a good contact list.
Have you got anyone that you want to get on that you haven't been able to get on yet?
No one I've asked who hasn't wanted to come on. And I haven't gone, we could have gone quite early, Phoenix, and gone, let's just get celebrities on.
Yeah.
No. I wanted to build the foundations of the podcast, where people aren't coming for the celebrity. they're coming for the real story. They're coming for the real gritty or the truth, or someone's all cards on the table.
Yeah.
But a podcaster told me 5 years ago, he said people come for the guest and stay for the host.
Yeah.
And that just rang with me. I was like, wow, they're coming for the guest, but they stay for the host because they like the way the host hosts it.
Yeah.
You know, and that was just like, wow, that meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And also being able to listen.
Yeah. I think it's what you mentioned then about listening, that's been massive for us, because you go there and you think, I've got to ask this, got to ask that, got to ask that. I mean, it's concentrating on actually going with the flow of where
I don't know. When I podcast, I have no notes.
Yeah, okay.
I have no screen. I have no script.
Yeah.
I just freestyle the whole lot.
Yeah, okay.
People like that.
Yeah.
Luckily, they like that.
Yeah.
It's just a wicked conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So you said that you've been busy in you're busiest in the last 5 years. So previous to that, what was a day in the life like for you? Because previous to that, you had sold Viper 10.
Yes, 2018.
Sold that 2018, yeah.
Yeah, sold that sportswear brand then.
So obviously, Bournemouth Sevens, from an outside perspective, looks quite seasonal. Yep. Is that correct?
Seasonal means?
Seasonal as in, like, obviously it's happening once a year.
Yeah, it's once a year.
Yeah, but I mean the building behind that. So before podcasting, what did a day in the life look like for you?
2008, when I launched the festival, I come out of the nightclub world, I launched the festival. We gambled our family house on putting a party on in a field. 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, living and breathing this thing called a sport and music festival. Yeah. There was no mentors or no one to copy because no one was doing it. Yeah. So it took 5 years to break the back of it. And then 2013 we had a massive court case which we won. And just for the point there, any businessman, they'll be lying to you to say any entrepreneur hasn't gone through some sort of court case somewhere. Doesn't mean you're in the right or in the wrong, but when you get out of court settlement, it's a lovely feeling, and it puts you under pressure. Yeah. Some people crumble under that pressure and some people thrive under it. And we were in a court case with one of the biggest companies in the world at the time. So 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12 was working this business model out, employing staff, building this with new sports, with new VIPs, with new arenas, with new DJs. And you were constantly building this thing. You had to get more people through the doors because the festival got more and more expensive every year. Yeah. 2015, 2014 and 2013, 14, we're still building the business. Big court case took a lot of pressure and a lot of mental space. My poor wife. Yeah. As well was in that as well, and she doesn't like risk. I love risk. She doesn't like pressure. I love pressure. And then 2015 we tried to buy the venue, Bournemouth Sports Club, and that was huge. That was a huge amount, trying to untangle something that's been there for 30 years. You know, there's 67 acres of land, there was 2 Astro pitches, there's 5 squash courts, there was 10 rugby pitches, 10 football pitches, and then a shooting range, archery, table tennis centre. I was trying to buy the whole lot because that's where we host the festival. They were going bust. I didn't want them to go bust because I lose my festival. So I was buying it for the wrong reasons. Okay. That was a serious amount of pressure. That was 2015. 2016.
What happened with that?
The university came in last minute and bought it.
Okay.
Which took the pressure off massively. It was a godsend. Yeah. It was an absolute godsend. 2016, I semi-retired and had 4 years off. Okay. 2016 to 2020, travelling around the world, had a young boy, beautiful wife. We were just going to holiday in every 4-6 weeks, festivaling. It was wonderful. Yeah. But at the same time, being an entrepreneur, when all this stuff happens, being an entrepreneur, you go into a restaurant and I go, right, how many covers are there? There's 100 covers in here. How much a head? Oh, for 15 quid a head. You're constant. Yeah. You're constant. How much do you reckon they're turning over? I reckon they're doing 15 grand a week. What's that? Yakka, they're hitting 500 grand. I'm constant. Yeah. Whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a bar, whether it's a shop, wherever it is, it's in your blood. And those 4 years we had travelling and enjoying life, and there was times when I needed something. Yeah. I needed something to get my teeth into, but there wasn't anything. I wasn't trying to force anything. You know, it's got to tick 8 out of the 10 boxes for me to really want to jump in and do a new festival. And we looked at Miami Sports Fest, we looked at London Sevens, we looked at Cardiff sevens. We looked at replicating what we were doing here. We looked at a wakeboarding festival. We looked at everything, and I'd always create the brand, and then I was always work backwards. Go, what does it look like? What's my break even? How many people do I need? How much is it going to cost me in year one? It might cost me 300 grand or 400 grand to put on year one. How many people do I need to break even? How much is the ticket price? How much are people going to drink? Is my break even going to be 3,000 people year one? Is this scalable? And you go through this whole process. And my managing director, who's not with us now, who's fantastic, Craig, was with us for 11 years. He turned his computer around a couple of years ago and went, Dodge, these are the 19 brands that you created that you went to go for, and then you're like, no, it's not right.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you really have to, in business, you really have to know what you want.
Yeah.
Because if you get caught up in something and you're away, and you're caught up in it, you're caught up in it.
Yeah.
You're stuck in that. You're shelling out. You're paying for staff, and if you truly believe it won't work, you're going to be in a very, very dark place very quickly.
Yeah.
So I did that for 4 years, and I was ready. When the pandemic hit Phoenix, I was buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was buzzing. I lost the festival because we had to postpone it because of the pandemic. I was buzzing.
Yeah.
I was on the computer 18 hours a day looking for new businesses. What can I start? What can I create? Because I wanted to make a business that was pandemic proof.
Yeah.
And a music festival, sport music festival, was not pandemic proof. It's proven.
Yeah.
So we created 2 new online businesses, and been living and breathing 3 businesses now for the last 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's funny, the pandemic, how we speak to so many people, and it was like that was their worst day in business. But obviously, for you had a different mindset on it.
Amazing.
I mentioned a minute ago, but I owned a insurance broker.
Yeah.
And we were specialising in life insurance
at
the time, and we were doing it over the phone. And the usual problem we have is no one really cares about dying, and no one can talk. Suddenly, Boris is telling everyone you're going to die, and everyone can suddenly talk. And our numbers went like that. It was insane. It was an insane time for us. So so it is interesting hearing different perspectives on it. What's been your worst day in business, would you say? I say worst day, worst period. I know you mentioned about the court case then, but...
I loved that.
You loved that? Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah?
Yeah, mate. My wife didn't. And my managing director at the time, she didn't. I loved that. That went on for 9 months.
Do you thrive on pressure?
Love it.
You know when you're under loads of pressure and you want it to stop,
Yeah.
Do you sometimes feel like when it stops, you sometimes feel a little bit... not lost, but do you sometimes feel...
All depends what pressure it is.
Yeah.
If it's financial pressure, you build the pressure, you build it, and you know something's going to happen, and you go, result, and you go, happy days.
Yeah.
That's a different pressure
to
the pressure of building a business. And when you're building that business, you're not making progress in 1 day. I can get frustrated in 1 day, and then the next day we've problem solved something, we're back on it again, and everyone's buzzing again.
Yeah.
There's different types of pressure.
Yeah.
I like all pressure.
Just when you say that, that's an unusual thing to say with the court case.
Yeah.
And you could see in your face.
Yeah.
You actually...
I got buzzed off it.
You're not saying...
Yeah, because with this one company, one of the biggest companies in the world, I can't say it because I've been...
Yeah.
We had to sign something. One of the biggest companies in the world. It was a David and Goliath, but they thought they could bully me. I was small. I was a small company. They kept throwing more letters and letters and letters. We had to keep replying, but every time I wrote a letter it was 2-3 grand. I was like, I can't afford to keep this going. But I didn't care.
Yeah.
Ma was like, come on, bring it on, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's do another one. And there were times when people around me go, just walk away from it, Dodge, just walk away from it. I was like, no, I'm going to win this, I want to win this. And we ended up doing litigation. A litigator come in, took him to the wire. I said, well, if you want to go to the big courts, let's go, I'm in.
Go. Yeah.
So they were competing with the wrong person.
Yeah. You knew your position.
Well, no, I didn't really know my position because it's new to me.
But I mean, you knew you were in the right.
I stood by my ground. It's like David versus Goliath. We bully him enough, he'll hopefully go away. He's a nuisance. But I come a real nuisance to them. And then we ended up meeting up. We had to go down to meet in these offices, and there was a lawyer going in between their office and our office, and their people were going, we're not giving them anything. I'm like, no, I want my 6-figure number, and I want my legal fees paid. And the lawyer would come into us and go, they're not going to give you anything. So, well, tell them to do one.
Yeah.
I want my money.
Yeah.
And then they come back and okay, they're going to give you half. And the litigators go, I think you should accept half. I was like, no.
Yeah.
No. People around me go, just accept it. This is too much pressure. We're about to, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, buzzed. Absolutely buzzed. And I remember doing the deal. This just brought back good memories, man. It was 2013. And I remember doing the deal. And we didn't see each other. We both come into the room. And I got every single penny plus all my legal fees because he didn't want it to go to court and he didn't want to go into the press either.
Yeah.
That company.
Yeah.
And went in there and shook his hand. And I said to him, anytime you're welcome as you and your wife as my VVIP guests at Bournemouth Sevens Festival. Like that. It was amazing. He did laugh, to be fair to him. He wasn't, but it was just my last little touch. It wasn't being, it was just a little touch because he was just acting on behalf of his company. It wasn't his money, you know, so it was a nice little touch to do at the end. And he smirked, he knew. Yeah.
Well, good on you.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, fair play to him. What are your views on entrepreneurship in the UK at the minute? It's a hot subject. Entrepreneurs leaving, taxes, etc. What do you think of the state of entrepreneurship over here currently?
Well, I think we've got some of the best entrepreneurs in the world in this country. We've got some of the best minds. We've got some of the best creative minds. We've got some of the best humans in this country, and I'm finding it really sad to see thousands leaving every month. Thousands of people I know, people who I know are leaving and going, I'm going to Dubai, I'm going to Italy, I'm going to Portugal, because the taxes are too high.
Yeah.
Everyone's been squeezed so much now. For example, if I employ a managing director at 100 grand, it's called national insurance contribution. It's to confuse everyone. It's employer's tax.
Yeah.
I've got to give the government £15,000 of my own money just to employ that person. That's not incentivizing for people like us, is it? To go, this is the way forward. Corporation tax has gone from 19%. So if you earn 100 grand, corporation tax you pay normally 19%. It's now gone to 25%.
Yeah.
Then once you want to take your money out of there and put it in your personal account, you then got done for another. It just you're getting done at every angle. You get, and I think for new entrepreneurs, it's very, very difficult to earn £100,000 net profit these days as a new entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Don't listen to what some of these social media channels are telling you. You know, I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there. I think there's a lot of people selling courses that aren't good.
Yeah.
In the hope.
What are your thoughts on that? On people that their main income is from selling a course? Not their main income, because maybe they've done something, but they're selling a course and they've never really had any successes in business.
Well, yeah, you spot them a mile off.
Yeah.
Like for me, if I see someone selling a course and I do my homework on them and they're selling a course on how to be a top podcaster and how to monetize a podcast and how to grow a podcast, but they can't monetize their own one and they can't grow their own one.
Yeah.
And they've bought a load of social media followers to make it look bigger than they are. Fake.
Yeah.
If I see a person in the gym who's really overweight, I wouldn't go and want to train with that person as a gym instructor. If I see a dentist with manky teeth, I'm not going to go to that dentist to get my teeth looked after. It's just being very, very aware.
Why do you think so many people aren't aware, and why do you think so many people do it?
Naivety.
Yeah.
Naivety. If you're stuck in a job and someone's dangling this big carrot and it's on Instagram going, in 1 month you can earn £10,000 a month by copying what I do on Instagram, and you set up this little course, you get them into your group, and then you charge them £500 a month, and you build it to. There's a short space. There's some people who have been successful in that for a short space. I've seen a lot of young 20-year-olds try this. They come back, I did 10 grand my first month. What did you do in month 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6? I did 500 quid. I did 400 quid. There's no longevity there.
Yeah.
You've got to build something that has longevity. There's too much of this. Due to social media, it's too much quick hit.
Yeah.
Social media is instant gratification.
Yeah.
Whether you put a video up and it gets 1 million views, you get an instant buzz.
Yeah.
You get a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
You know, it's got its place, social media.
Yeah.
But you have to be very, very aware who you aspire or who you follow. You know, it's not just what you eat or what makes you different sizes. It's also what you consume.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're consuming good content from good people and you aspire to be like them or they're your role model, brilliant. But just be aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
What characteristics of yours do you think make you a successful entrepreneur?
Straight talking.
Yeah.
Optimistic. Know how to have fun.
Yeah.
Good laugh. Always pay people on time.
Simple rules.
Simple rules. Look
Simple
people in the
rules.
eye, shake their hand. I've got loads of deals that should be contract written on. People know they shake my hand with me. Bam, that's good enough. Dodges by his word.
Yeah.
There's no one I have not paid in the whole of my career on time. Pay. Everyone pay. What am I left with? That's mine.
Yeah.
I've always had that mindset as a young kid. Just break even, and everything else is a bonus.
Yeah.
If you start looking, going, I'll run a business and I want to earn 500 grand net profit. People say, oh, forecast. You can't forecast.
Yeah.
You can't forecast as a young entrepreneur.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier about build the brand.
Yep.
And then work backwards from that.
Yeah.
Is that what you've always done?
Yeah.
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 That's always worked out.
Yeah. No one's taught me that, but I just know what's work. I've just work everything out.
Yeah.
It might take a little bit longer. It might cost me a little bit more, but just work it all out as you go along.
Yeah.
But I'm obsessed, Phoenix.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky I'm obsessed in stuff that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Whether it's the nightclub world, whether for 10 years, whether it's creating a sportswear brand, whether it's creating a sport and music festival, whether it's creating an online events education course with no exams that people buy these courses for £4,000 and we can speed them up and get into the events industry.
Yeah.
Whether it's a podcast, Eventful Lives, whether it's our new podcast we're launching called Football Uncovered with Harry Redknapp,
Yeah.
whether it's our new podcast we're launching next month called Straight Talking Founders, for entrepreneurs, founders, business owners. We just love what we do, so it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
It is work,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very similar. We've got a similar thing going on at the
Good,
moment.
good for you, man.
Early days, but
Good for you.
But yeah, it's very similar. The other stuff I've done previously, this is the kind of stuff that doesn't matter the time, doesn't matter the hour. You just focus on it, and you're happy.
Absolutely.
You're happy doing it, and
Absolutely.
you want to be pushing. Some numbers.
Yep.
Obviously, answer whatever ones you want to answer.
Yep.
Don't answer any ones that
Yep.
you don't answer.
Thank you.
How we ask them?
Yeah, you ask. I ask the same. It's up to the person what they want to tell you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Numbers. So first of all, how many employed across your different companies at the minute?
13.
Yeah, I was.
13.
13 full-time staff.
Okay, yeah. And then obviously different parts of the year.
So Bournemouth Sevens has 7 full-time staff,
Yeah.
and we have 1,000 staff work it on the weekend every day.
Yeah.
The Eventful Studios, that's wraps everything up to do with podcasting, our media company. We have 3 full-time staff.
Yeah.
Very, very efficient business.
Yeah.
And the Event Crowd, our online events course, has 3 full-time staff.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Turnover of the group individually. Can you share any of that with us?
What's multi-millions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they all in profit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Have you ever had outside investment
No.
into none?
No.
All wholly owned by you?
No. From the age of the 10-year-old, what I've built up today, it's been.
You've never had investors?
No.
What do you think of this new culture? Or I say this new culture. What do you think? So we meet different
Yep.
entrepreneurs.
Yep.
So there's 2 types of entrepreneurs when it comes to investment that we
Yep.
meet. One of them, and it's their proudest thing.
Yep.
We've had £20 million worth of investment. They won't stop talking about that, and that's their headline. The other one never had investment. It's not something. Yeah.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on that? The culture of getting the outside investment.
I don't like the
stage?
culture.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not used to getting VCs money,
Yeah.
venture capitalists, and VCs money. Half of them set up businesses themselves.
Yeah.
They're just dealing with people's funds, and before you know it, if you get VC money, they're going to want their weight in gold from you.
Yeah.
They want as much blood out of you as possible. They're going to drive you and squeeze you and put you under pressure. Go and build your business. Build it up for 3 years. Keep the equity. Keep 100% equity.
Yeah.
Bootstrap it. Work it all out, and then if you really need to go and get an angel investor, go to an angel investor before going venture capitalist.
Yeah.
Angel investor is a bit more, it's less money, but they're a bit more hands-on. They're there to help you. VC money, they won't care about you. They're just taking a punt on you with someone else's money.
Yeah.
And I see people these days celebrating how they haven't even set up their business, but they've raised £10 million.
Yeah.
I find it odd.
And they've pre-money. They've made no money.
They've
have
known
they?
it, so they don't know what it's like to sit in the trenches. They don't know what it's like to lay there at night going, how am I going to pay these bills? They don't know that.
Yeah.
It's like, the most pressure some kids are under, these trust fund kids who've had this trust fund built up, and all of a sudden they've been given £1 million when they're an adult.
Yeah.
And they've got to make that work. They're under more pressure than bootstrappers. That's why a lot of those kids just go and spunk the money at the wall, they've lost it, they've ended up on drugs and drink, and there's too much pressure on them from mum and dad who have just given them the trust fund money, you know. But the VC money, I see, listen, it's not easy to go and get VC money, so respect to people who go and get VC money. Yeah, it takes time. It's like having a full-time job in itself.
Yeah.
But the way they celebrate having VC money, they don't know what they're letting themselves in for.
Yeah.
You can celebrate for a short amount of period and get the champagne out and da-da-da. Now you've got to go and run the business. The problem I see is people setting up using other people's money. They'll go and hire 100 grand managing director. They'll go and hire 15 staff and they only need 5.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand the value of a pound note. You don't understand what you're investing in. You're going, let's just get all the shiny stuff. Let's get the new offices. Let's get the new chairs. Everyone's going to have apples. We're going to make this an environment, a culture that we want to create, which is great because it's all about culture.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find it really odd.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's social media has really exploded venture capitalists and entrepreneurs going to get all this money, which it has. So there's pros and cons with social media. There's pros on getting venture capitalist money, because without social media, these VCs might not know about your company.
Yeah.
But if I say it's not for me.
Yeah.
But good luck to the people who go and do it. But be very wary that they're going to want every ounce of blood out of you.
Yeah.
And your percentages go from 100% down to that. And if the business ain't working, it's going to go to that and to that and to that. And before you know it, you're going to get pushed out.
Yeah. Okay. With the Viper 10 business.
Yes.
How did that come about?
It came about, I got approached in 2010. We had a sport music festival. We had, back then we probably had 200 odd teams. Company come and approached me and said, would you like to invest in our company? It was called Stash Sportswear. Had a look at they come round to our house because we had no offices at the time. We were working out the garage, building Bournemouth Sevens. We're 2 years in. Fair play to them. They saw an opportunity going, God, if we can get all of those 200 teams wearing Stash's kit, this is a great business model. Broke it down, saw their business model, asked them the question how much debt they're in. They said 70 grand. Before that they said, how much do you want off me, and to invest in it? They went 70 grand. A bit later I said, how much are you in debt or not in debt? Yeah, I'm in debt. How much are you in debt? Oh, I don't want to tell you. How much are you in debt? 70 grand. So you want my 70 grand just to pay your debt off?
Yeah.
So I was like, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on a minute, why don't we create our own sportswear brand?
Okay.
So then we took 2 years of research development. Nike ID, you remember you can design your own trainers in Nike ID.
Put your name on the back.
I basically got a real clever friend of mine who could create the same thing but with kits.
Okay.
So for netball kits and rugby kits, you can design your own kit. So you design it online, everyone would get excited. It went around the country very quickly and went around the rugby and netball playing countries, your Hong Kongs, your New Zealand, your Australia, and the whole of the UK playing countries. All of a sudden, people were designing all their kits online, but before they wanted to find out their price, so 30 kits, press that, name, email, mobile, then they would get the price. We'd pick up the phone, bam, straight into them.
Yeah, okay.
And order all their kits and stuff. So, but there's a lot of research development there. You know, we were flying out to Turkey. We were getting samples from India, Pakistan, all these countries, China. But what I noticed in the industry was our competitors were taking 3 months from China to making all the kit. So if you've made £100,000 worth of kit for a university deal with the tracksuits, hoodies, short socks, tees, for their university, that would take 3 months to get back once you signed it off and back over the water.
Yeah.
I was like, well, how can I find a factory that can do this a lot quicker? I was ringing up every factory, found one in Lithuania. Okay. Boom, flew straight to Lithuania, found out they can turn it around in 4 weeks, landed on your door.
Right. Okay.
So all of a sudden I've got this business model. It's 12 weeks versus 4 weeks. Yeah. So I was going into all these teams around the UK and going 12 weeks, 4 weeks, much better design, much better kit, etc., etc. Yeah. And that's when we grew. We launched it at the festival 2012, and then we got approached in 2018. Got a random phone call on a Sunday night. Dodge, been watching Viper 10 for the last 3 years. We'd like to acquire you.
All right.
Yeah, and I thought it was my best mate on the phone, Chris. I didn't believe the conversation. Winding on a wind up, and we got acquired. 8 months of due diligence back and forward, which was very new to me. I'd never sold a company before. Got acquired, and I made sure there was no earn out, so it was 100% up front. Yeah. No earn out. It's all yours.
Can you share with us how much you acquired for, or ballpark?
I'm not allowed to share.
Not allowed, yeah.
But it was a really nice figure.
Really nice figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've talked about a lot of the successes.
Yep.
Have you had any businesses that have failed?
Touch wood.
Really?
Touch wood, no.
Yeah, right.
Touch wood, no.
Yeah. I'm surprised by that.
Touch wood, no.
Not surprised because of you, but just because you've done an eclectic mix of different things. So, well, fair play.
Touch
fair
wood,
play
no.
too.
Well, you think about it, like, from the age of throwing parties, 10 years, nightclubs, taking all the door money. It was all cash back then, obviously.
Yeah.
Then you go into the festival world, you're building that. That's 18 years today, still going independently owned.
Yeah.
2010, we launched Viper 10. That was acquired in 2018. And then now we've got the podcast and the online events course. So we've got still three businesses now. So that's been my journey. But there's nothing I've gone and done and gone, oh, pull out of that. That's not worked. Oh, we've just lost 300 grand. No.
Anything new on the horizon? Any new businesses?
2 new podcasts.
2 new podcasts, yeah.
And we're launching Eventful Studios next week. Eventfulstudios.com.
Yeah, okay.
Which is really, really exciting. Okay. We found a business model in podcasting that you can have one podcast and it costs this amount of money because we've got the studio and the creative team. You can have 3 podcasts and it still costs the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So we found and it's all new, this podcasting world to the UK.
Yeah. Well,
so we're super excited about launching 2 new podcasts.
Yeah.
In the middle of selling the Event Crowd at the moment. The company wants to acquire us.
Okay.
So we're 5 weeks in now to due diligence.
Yeah.
So they've knocked on the door and want to acquire us. Yes, that's quite exciting as well.
Was that the same again? They've come to you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, you know, people say, like, do you go networking? I say, I've never been networking in my life. Like, I don't go to events, but if you create cool stuff, people will find you.
Yeah.
People naturally find you, and then if you're speaking on LinkedIn or you're speaking on Instagram, people again go back to that personal brand. People find you.
Yeah. Okay. What's the best advice you've ever received from someone? Have you got any advice that you
just go for it?
Just go for it.
Yeah, mate. Just go for it. Don't hold back. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start now. Start today. Don't muck around. Life's too short, and I mean that. I used to hate that saying when I was younger. Life's too short. Trust me. Start today. Start whatever your dream is. Think big and go for it.
Yeah.
We've got one life.
Yeah.
What are you, 35?
33.
33. You're in prime time to do what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Go for it, but you've got to find out what the business model is, because you can't be doing this business model for free for many, many years. You've got to find what that pinch point is to go, okay, now we need to really monetize this.
Yeah.
You know, but we got one life. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
And be grateful. Be grateful what we got. I've got a little 11-year-old boy, and every morning it's like, give me 3 things you're grateful for, mate. And you go, oh, it makes him think.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I had a lovely meal last night on the barbecue with you, Dad, or I had a comfy sleep, or I really enjoyed my school, or I'm grateful for Mum loves me so much, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's really important that we show gratitude.
Yeah.
Even today, I'm grateful for this conversation. This is wicked, you know?
Yeah, cheers.
You know?
Me too.
Yeah.
Flip it. The worst advice you've ever, or the worst advice you hear out there that entrepreneurs are given? Anything that grinds your gears? You see anything bullshit?
I see a lot of bullshit out there. And because I've been around the block, I can spot it a mile off.
Yeah.
Anything? What was the question? Anything?
Well, just flipping it on its head, basically. So the worst advice that you see out there banded around to entrepreneurs. I asked the best advice, which you gave, which
the
was
worst
great.
Advice.
But anything that you see out there and you think, I don't really agree with that. Don't force it.
No, I'm just trying to think what the worst advice is. I guess the worst advice is to leave your job now and go and set up a business that you think's going to work without doing your homework. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm always about homework. You speak to anyone saying, do your homework, which is basically your research before launching any company.
Yeah.
Anything. Do your homework more than anyone. Become obsessed. But don't just leave a job and expect, because your brother and your mum and dad and your best mate are saying, yeah, go for that business. They're not business people, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, and they're telling you to go for that business. People around you, because no one wants to upset anyone. You know, make sure you find someone. You need that friend who's going to go, I don't think that'll work, mate, but be very careful, or be careful of that, or go to someone who's been there and got the t-shirt.
Yeah.
You need someone who's going to tell you no as well. You can't just have yes people around, you know.
Yeah, I guess it goes both ways with taking advice from the right people, really, doesn't
100%.
it? They may be negative about it because they don't understand it. They may be positive about it.
Agree.
Again, because they don't understand it and because they love you, or
Agree.
vice
That's the thing,
versa.
yeah. Or even school teachers saying, you need to go to uni.
Yeah.
No, that's gone. That's 100 years old. That's not done. There's no jobs out there at the moment anyway. The unemployment rate's doing that, but the government aren't talking about it. Jobs is what you learn at uni. You've 45 grand's worth of debt, and then you come out of all that debt around your neck, and every month you're paying £300 every month till you're 60 odd. Like, things have changed.
We've just done this video. It's a conversation Indy and I were having on the way up here. So we just did this video. It's on our Instagram. It's about mortgages, and how much you actually pay on a mortgage. So we based it on 5% over 20 years and just looked at historic.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And we just did, in the video, we do the calculations on 100,000. To own the house, including everything, you pay like 315,000 into it. And then obviously everyone just...
How much is that house?
It started at 100,000.
Okay, okay.
So we've done 315 by the end. And everyone just sees it, oh, my house is worth 300 now. But no, you've been paying into it that time.
Absolutely.
But an interesting conversation, Indy and I. So Indy's in Manchester in uni at the minute. And then he was going through his like student finance, and it's different in Wales. We're talking about it on the car up here, and like 70% of what he gets goes to his landlord. So it's the same. It's just a transfer of money from the government, which is our money, taxpayer money, via him straight to the landlords, to the banks. Just a back. It's all. It's just an interesting conversation.
Well, the cost of living's killing people. It's really hurting people because people haven't got any fun money anymore.
I don't understand how, with a normal job, how people can survive.
Agree.
In the UK. I honestly don't understand.
There was a stat the other day, I think 85%, someone said, I don't know what percentage, I think it was like 80 odd percent of people have got less than £1,000 in their bank account in the UK.
If they had an unexpected bill of £1,000,
your car goes, it
majorly financially.
Or you lose your job.
Yeah.
You lose your job. It's not there's thousands of jobs out there at the moment. Or you've got a degree. Every 140 applicants at these big companies, they're taking on 2 now.
It's crazy.
The stats have gone completely bonkers.
Since COVID.
Completely bonkers. And that's why AI is going to take over everything. Universities are going to do that. You won't see bookkeepers, you won't see accountants, you won't see lawyers in 3-4 years.
It's like you were saying about, your lawyer letters that you had in 2015, 2014.
You can AI
if you
now.
had AI
now, done.
You
could cost you nothing.
You wouldn't have the same.
Wouldn't cost you nothing.
You'd be sending them lawyer letters, knowing that big corporation, they're probably going to be using.
But the beauty of AI will not change live events. We need community, we need connection in live events, we need music, we need dance, we need laughter, and that's what I've been putting smiles on people's faces for the last 30 years, on putting on big events and nightclubs and festivals, and I just love bringing people together and seeing the happiness there.
So all of your business have been a success. What's the closest you've been to giving up on any of them? Have you ever had that moment when you think, you know what, I'm not going to get up and do this tomorrow? We've been close to thinking that.
Nightclubs, no. Bournemouth Sevens, no. 5 for 10 sportswear, no. But there were big financial pressures. But we had to get through these. You have to burst through those pressures. You have to get through them. Because if you give up, you go. Because if you give up, all the 3 years you put into something has gone to waste, and you might be 300 grand in debt. You have to keep going and burst through, keep going, and then all of a sudden you keep going, and you've got to remember, it's all the people who don't like your posts or don't comment. They're the ones who are watching you. All of a sudden they see you pop. Someone from somewhere will come in and go, I want to acquire you, or can I invest in you? Just keep going. But it comes back to doing something you love.
I'll loop back to that.
Yeah.
Are entrepreneurs born or made?
That's always a very difficult question to answer.
You're not allowed to sit in the middle.
No, I know. My mum reckons I was born entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But conversation I had with her before she passed, she's a proper entrepreneur, was it's the environment you are in as a kid will make you who you are as an adult.
Yeah.
I was around people wheeling and dealing, buying and selling. There's nothing we couldn't get in the pub. There's nothing I couldn't get my hands on to buy and sell. There's nothing. Everyone was at it. But what's interesting, the environment you are as a kid will make you who you are as an adult. Whoever your parents are, you will take the traits from both of them, whether that's good, ugly, amazing or bad. And what's interesting, you go back to that same question, I was selling tickets to the nightclub next door. My bedroom was there and the nightclub was there. So I had no sleep till 2 o'clock in the morning. Everyone saying, come on, Eileen, singing the songs or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Selling the tickets there, that environment, I'm still selling tickets today. And we've sold over 1 million tickets over the years on my personal own events. So that was the environment I was in. As I was getting a bit older, I was going down Blackbush Market at the age of 15, 16, 17, buying loads of Adidas hoodies and loads of Timberland hoodies, etc. When I set up a sportswear brand. So I was buying sportswear then as a kid, and I would create my own sportswear brand. I was selling tickets as a kid. I was selling tickets in the nightclub world and the festival world. I was the kid at school who was always asking questions. Yeah? Always asking questions because I didn't know the answers. I wasn't very good at school. I was good at sport and I was rubbish in the class because I just didn't interest me. I was asking questions. Excuse me, I'm now making a living of asking questions, doing a podcast. So the online events course we've created. Education not my thing, but we created the most amazing online events course. I hated exams as a kid. I hated exams. We created this course with no exams. Just coursework. Yeah. So everything you've done as a kid translate to as an adult.
So does that mean born?
I know. I think it can be made. If your environment. People, it's easy for people to say, "Oh, you're a born entrepreneur." And my mum was like, "Dod, you're a born entrepreneur," and I may have been, but I think you can become an entrepreneur if you're in the right environment.
Yeah. Okay.
And entrepreneurship is finding something that pisses you off and finding a solution to it. Yeah. That's entrepreneurship, yeah? Yeah. And how you can generate money from that.
Yeah. I guess the born, what age do you count? Because a young age is born, I guess. Yeah. But the reason I ask that then is because obviously the successes you've had, the answers to not giving up, like that's definitely a mindset thing.
100%.
You talk about the tickets, you were there this close from it, so what you had to do was buy them you didn't have to do that. Like you didn't have to do any of what you did. That was obviously within you somewhere. And then it's just your mindset. It's just no, failure's not an option. That's right.
Failure's not an option.
It's hard to get advice off you for that, because I think that's something that's obviously instilled in you, whether you're born or you picked up from an early age. But it's really interesting to hear, and the conviction in it, and how you back yourself. And
failure is not an option.
Failure's not an option.
Failure is not an option. It's not even in the F word's not even in my vocabulary. I'm constantly tweaking. There's times when you're like, we are on the edge here financially. This isn't all singing. You don't create a festival for 18 years without having times when you think this will go tits up. Yeah. But no one's going to stop me. Just keep at it. Find a way. Meet a new contact. Get them in. Put them in place. Are they good at marketing? Get them in place. Are they good at being a director? Get them in place. You're constantly building this team around you, but we're always thinking 5 moves ahead. Well, I certainly am. Yeah. You've got to be thinking 5 moves ahead.
Okay. Building a team around you. You've spoken about your team a lot today. Yeah. What do you look for when you're building a team, when you're meeting someone for the first time to potentially come on board with you?
They've got to have a brilliant personality. Great personality. They've got to be like a sponge. Yeah. They've got to be good with people, good communicators. Yeah. Fun. Yeah. And all the rest we can teach them. Yeah. Good attention to detail. Yeah. The rest we can teach them. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to be a good person. You got to understand. You got to be someone who's a today person, not a tomorrow person. Yeah. If you're a tomorrow person, in my eyes, I'll do it tomorrow. No, get it done today. Nail it. Yeah. Just nail it. Let's move forward. So the next day we're moving forward again. Yeah. Mañana. Yeah. But yeah,
you're not a bad Spanish builder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
You have touched on it, but things coming up that our readers can check out.
The podcast, really, that's what we live and breathe, because the festival is once a year. We've just done the festival, so my team now are building again for next year. I'm not in the day-to-day operationally of a festival because it's a well-oiled machine. I'm super excited on the journey we're on at the moment in the whole media world. Podcasting, people, getting people on, being invited to speak on stages and being invited to do certain stuff. I love giving back. I love helping other entrepreneurs. Like, because you're not going to get any fluff from me.
Yeah.
This is what I've done. You can't fluff anything up if you've done it.
Yeah.
And got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know, people have only got to do your homework and find out this bloke got the T-shirt. I just love helping entrepreneurs and guiding them and going, hold on a minute. Like, people come in, oh, can you be a mentor to me? How much you charge? I don't charge. Just come in and have a chat. Fine. Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking about this. I'm how much money are you in? I'm 200 grand in. I'm thinking about doing this for another 200 grand. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop right now, because you could lose a lot of money, and all of a sudden you're helping people save a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just from a couple of words you may say, or half an hour you give someone.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Dodge, thank you very much.
No, my pleasure.
Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure,
Thank
man.
you, mate.
Nice one, Phoenix.
Yeah, no, thank you.